Welcome back, guys. My name is Drax Gal, and let's start the video. So quick disclaimer, okay? First off,
So I am a professional comic book artist, but I'm still learning. And we go through this industry and nobody really teaches us how to do stuff. So we have to learn on our own. So probably some of the things I'm going to say in some of these videos aren't correct. I hope they are, but probably they are filtered through my experience, and I try to talk all of this through my experience. So take that disclaimer and everything I say with a pinch of salt.
and with that, let's start with the video. What is a comic book, and how do you create a comic book? How do you publish a comic book?
Con un chingo de esfuerzo, mamón. So the honest truth is that creating a comic book is not an easy task. And I would like to give a little bit of highlight and recognition to those publishers that are actually doing that. It's not an easy task. And that's why I'm making this video. I would like to explain the process of creating a comic book, and maybe you come to find out and understand how fucking hard is this job. So what is a comic book? A comic book is a series of processes that together creates a visual experience that you can read. Why do we create comic books? A part of the need of expressing yourself and everything, it's usually the best way to explore complex subjects in a cheap way. And what do I mean by that? If you're a writer or a person that want to put a product, a story out there are usually different ways to do it. And if you try to make a movie, usually that's super expensive, so it's out of the picture, right? Or maybe a video game, and that's also really expensive. So how will you go about of creating a visual experience that it's not that expensive to create? Usually that's the reason people will choose the comic book industry to make these experiences.
How do you create a comic book? A comic book is created by a set of people that develops different tasks on the process of creating this book. These people comes in the form of the editor, the most important guy on the process, the writer, the penciler, the inker, the colorist, and the letterer. And all of this group of people, they give the story to the publisher, and then it gets printed and delivered, basically. What is the job of each of these individuals?
The editor is basically the studio, if we go for a metaphor of cinema, right? He has the final saying in everything. He's going to check the individual pieces of the process, like after the writer is done, he's going to check that and approve it, and then move to the next part of the process, check that and approve that, and move to the next part. He has a final saying. His job is to make a coherent and cohesion to the whole project and deliver it, basically. He's the boss. The writer job is to create the story, to grab concepts or ideas, sometimes created by other people or sometimes created by himself, and take those ideas and create the story, the script, basically, where he's going to put the page layout and divide it in panels and make the dialogues and all of that stuff. His job is to basically make the structure that everyone else is going to follow. So this is where it gets a little bit weird in the comic book industry. Usually you'll see that the pencils, the inks, and the colors are performed by different people. Each one of these individuals performing one of these tasks by their own. But sometimes you'll see one individual performing one or two tasks. Maybe either the penciler is the same guy as the inker, or the inker is the same guy as the colorist. That's not uncommon to find. Most of the time it depends on the artist you are hiring to do this job. For example, I am a penciler, inker, and colorist in most of the stuff I do. Usually you'll see my covers and they are colored by me, inked by me, and penciled by me. And the thing with this is it depends on the type of job you are doing. Sometimes the publisher will tell me they want to hire another colorist to work on my covers. That's not usually the case, but it had happened in the past. Or you'll see that, like, for example, in the last issue of Sad Girl Psycho Baby, you can see it right now here. The team behind it, it's Dan as the writer and the letterer and the editor, myself as the penciler and the inker, and the Songbros as the colorist. In this case, what happened is I actually don't like that much my own colors on interior pages, so I asked Dan if we can collaborate with the Song Brothers to maybe, make a bigger and better looking book for this issue. And the book turned out absolutely awesome. Like, you can see right now pages on the screen, and I hope you like them. And that's the collaboration of this amazing team, the Songbros, Dan and myself. It's just fantastic, and this is the result. It's a teamwork at the end of the day. The next part of the job is the penciler. The penciler's job is basically to make the book, to direct the camera and the angles and make the layers on each page, the panels and everything. So his job is practically direct how visually is going to look what the writers did in the script. After this is done, this is going to go through the editor and approved, and then it's go back to the inks. The inks is his job is to pull attention to make everything sharper, better looking, nice looking. That's his job, right? And the thing with the inks, usually they use different techniques. One of them is the line weight. And line weight is a subject I want to save for another video, because this subject, it's really, really important for me to express it to you guys. But yeah, we'll cover it in another video. After the inker is done, the next part of the process is the colorist. The colorist's job is to put focus into the image. Like, he's the one who's going to guide the eye of the reader, so it's easier to understand what is happening on the page. That's basically his job, focusing. After all of this is wrapped up, the next part of the process is the letterer. The letterer is really important. I think his job is to make the book readable and to arrange the pages and the word balloons in a certain order that it's easier to jump from one to another. It's a crucial job, part of the process. So if you are working on a comic book, I cannot express more how important it is that you get a good letterer. It's honestly super important. And fuck Comic Sans. Fuck Comic Sans. Don't use it. Fuck it. After all of this is done, we come to the hardest part of the process. And the hardest part of the process, and part of why I think people don't realize how hard it is to be part of to be an indie publisher. The thing with the publishing part of this is you have many routes. You can go either Indiegogo, Kickstarter, maybe you can go through distribution companies. There are so many options, and the thing is, you have to choose the one that works best for you. I'm going to make another video in this subject later, but hear me out. That's why it's hard to publish this type of stuff. So I just want to thank everyone that had the balls, to do that, because it's hard, and it allows us, some of the artists that we just want to take a little bit of time of just focusing on the artistry of our job. It helps us to be hired by you guys. So thank you so much. Really, thank you so much for every publisher, every person that had the courage to create something and hire us. That's fucking amazing. With that said, I have to go back to coloring. As you can see throughout the video, the light is going out. Like, I've been working on this all day, and I have recorded this for thousands of times. But thank you so much. My name is Drax Gal again. Thank you so much for everyone that it's joining the Patreon, that it's enjoying my work on my social medias. You can find everything there. Shout out to all of the artists I mentioned in this video, like the Song Bros, Dan Mendoza, Steel Comics, and Zenescope. I think I did mention them. Speaking of Zenescope, I'm going to be attending to the San Diego Comic Con with them on their booth next month, and the 23rd, I think. And 1 month after that, in August, I'm going to be attending to Philly with them to the VIP Zenescope event. So I'll see you there, guys. I'll keep posting videos, so I'll make a official announcement in another video. So thank you so much, guys. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.